Jambo Jambo, YouStormer. It is the 12th of January 2024, and we've got a lot going on. There's another big storm system moving through North America, and it looks like it's going to have a savage cold blast on its western side. At the same time, over in South Africa, Southern Africa, we've got this tropical cyclone, and it does look like it's going to be a significant one heading towards Reunion and the Mauritius. In Europe, well, we've got the potential for snow and still are watching out for snow over southern England on the 17th of January. East of Southern Africa, we've got our tropical storm, and so Tropical Cyclone 5S has formed. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, we're waiting on the naming, which will be given, I suppose, by the Reunion Weather Service. Have to check that. And speaking of Reunion, well, you can see the storm does actually intensify quite significantly. According to the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, we've got a major hurricane strength system, 110 knots, facing us on the 15th of January there. That looks like that is the peak intensity time according to this forecast. Now, the thing is that this is right between two islands, and we know what these islands are. They are Mauritius and Reunion. I'm actually just going to get rid of this overlay. There we go. Now we can see the track of the storm passing currently in the current forecast directly between the two islands on the 15th of January. And I'll just take a closer look here at Reunion. You'll see that it is a heavily mountainous island with peaks over 3,000 meters, and it is renowned for its extreme rainfall over periods of say 24 to 40 hours if a tropical cyclone becomes somewhat stagnated over it. These mountains just sap out the rain big time. Still, in this case, it does look like the track does move through fairly briskly, and we've got it moving out into open waters by the 17th. So hopefully the rain won't be too extreme. But of course, this forecast is uncertain, and I'm now going to show you a forecast that shows it not going between the islands. This is the hurricane wharf. It's just come in the last hour or two on the Tropical Titbits site. Shows the storm intensifying, becoming major hurricane strength as it passes this island, and that island is Reunion. And you can actually see in the winds the island impacting the wind field with a calm wake and significant disruption to the wind field because of those high mountains. As the storm moves through, it's actually making almost a very close passage, and it's actually going past the south of Reunion as opposed to through the middle, shown by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center forecast. So this one is a bit different. This is a highly impactful storm with hurricane force winds, potentially major hurricane force winds on the island if the storm were to track just slightly closer than this forecast, which is certainly possible. So this looks like a major event for Reunion if the track is close enough to the island, and it certainly looks like it could be. In contrast to the hurricane wharf, we've got the European Center model here, which shows the storm developing and then taking a sharper turn towards the east, and in this event it goes straight onto Mauritius, so passing north of Reunion. So we're obviously got a lot of uncertainty on the precise track on this, but impacts in Mauritius and or Reunion seem quite likely. And given the severity, the expected severity of this storm, it's time to get seriously prepared on Mauritius and Reunion in the event of a direct landfall. Here's the current satellite loop for North America, and you can see the low pressure system moving through the storm system with the cold front dipping down into the southern states. This actually has a tornado risk and strong wind risk for a few tornadoes possible within the southeastern United States. On the northern side, it's hitting all this cold air, and there's heavy snow moving into places like Chicago, the Great Lakes, and we'll take a look at the accumulations possible there. Meanwhile, the backside is shoving down a whole bunch of bitterly cold air down from Canada, and that's going to plummet temperatures way down. Here are the snow accumulations for the next 12 hours. And we're looking at the Great Lakes region down here. We've got Chicago, over here, New York, and this is the area that is going to get the most of the snow by the looks of things. I'm going to put a little pointer in there. Next 12 hours, just 6 centimeters it's got here. But then if we go to 24 hours, that is quite a lot of snow for Chicago in the area, according to the European Center model, up to almost 40 centimeters of snow. So that is, yeah, quite a bit. Let's take a look at the GFS. Is a little less, but you just have to bump it a little bit further to the north, and it's already got above 30 centimeters. So it's particularly this region around Lake Michigan that has the highest totals for the next day or so. It extends beyond up into Canada ahead of as we go beyond 24 hours. And on the western side of this storm, this is this savage cold blast coming down from the north, from Canada. I'm keeping the temperatures in Celsius here, sorry about that, but I can't do Fahrenheit. And so we've got minus 30, oh my goodness, that's in Montana, pretty damn cold. Let's see how far south it does get. It dips down into Wyoming, Nebraska, getting pretty cold as well, minus 24. Yeah, really, a cold blast stretches down. Looks like the peak down here, we've got temperatures of almost minus 30. Yep, minus 30 getting into Nebraska. So widespread minus 30 Celsius. I will just plonk that into Fahrenheit, since I know that that's the way that people like to look at it over there. So there we've got minus 22 Fahrenheit. I'm going to switch back to Celsius. And as we go forward, that cold sits around through Sunday, and then this moves a little bit north, spreads east as well. So it's a sustained cold period. This storm follows the previous one that tucked down a real savage cold front down all into Florida and South Carolina, where this video was shot from a camera, a webcam or something. And it shows a tornado striking and bringing down a wall with a narrow mist from the cars on the road. This was in Bamberg, South Carolina on the 9th of January. Over here in the UK, things actually got a little bit warmer today, but yesterday I did get the drone out to see the floods in the Ouse had actually totally frozen over, shown here. But we're looking at a couple of interesting events from the previous video. Of course, we're still watching this potential event on the 17th of January. I'm going to go forward with the temperatures and just show how it cools down as we head into the 14th. And into next week, we'll see those cold temperatures spreading across the whole of the country. Obviously, a lot of savage cold in Eastern Europe. Well, not that savage, actually, it's -1. But anyway, so as we go through, we've got that cold blast coming through on the 15th, and we keep these cold temperatures over the UK for a few days yet. But I'm going to check the snow, because the snow is the key thing. There are really 3 separate snow sources or events over the next few days for the United Kingdom. As we go forward and we get the first cold blast coming in on the 14th of January, the first source of snow is just showers coming directly off the sea to the north and pummeling into the northern mountains of Scotland. Those are going to be showery snow showers, but could produce some decent accumulations of, say, 10 centimeters or so over the mountains. And what you can see that they really build in. Hopefully our correspondent from Aberdeen will get some snow and show some pictures on the Discord. As we go through it, there's actually a little low pressure system moving down from the northwest, and this is the sort of event 2 in the snow calendar for the UK, because that moves across, and we can see it going across in this model at least across southern Scotland into northern England, bringing heavy snow for Glasgow in this model. And that moves out, and then we're back in this kind of consistent snow showers coming off from the north. And now we're all the way on to 17th, and I've already jumped ahead of myself. But the next thing of interest, as it was in the previous video, is this low pressure system moving up from the southwest, and that is bumping up against this cold air. The precise location is not known for sure, but as we look at the European Centre model here, we will see that bumping up against the cold air. I'm going to zoom in because this is pretty exciting in this model, because we get actually some snow over southern England, and that lasts for a little while on the 17th before the system moves out. Now, this is highly dependent, model dependent. If we take a look at the global forecasting system model, we'll see that the snow is a bit less, but not that different on track in this case. But if it goes north, it will be further north and we'll be in rain in the south and snow in the north. And if it goes south, then it'll be all snow in France and we won't get it in the UK. Nonetheless, in this model, the ECMWF, our current best guess is that we will get snow over southern England, hopefully, and the totals will be a few centimeters, like up to 10 centimeters in the ECMWF. Could be more, could be none, we shall see. That's 17th of January is the day. For India, northern India, guess what? The fog is still there in the Ganges basin. But if you do get up into the mountains of the Himalayas, it is clear. And yesterday there was a stunning capture by Sentinel-2 that I will leave you with. And that is all I have time for. See you in the next one.